Waterfalls and gunpowder. Yes, I did say gunpowder. Come with me as I explore more of beautiful Waterfall Country in the Vale of Neath on the edge of the Brecon Beacons. Well, hello and welcome. Once again, I'm exploring the beautiful Welsh countryside. Look at it. But like many places in Wales, although it's beautiful and great for walking now, in the 19th century, during the Industrial Revolution, they were the centres for some heavy industry. And this valley, nestled here in the 1800s, was Wales's first explosive factory, Glyn Neath Gunpowder Works. So first I'm heading to the ruins of the Glyn Neath Gunpowder Works, and once I've seen that, I'm going to double back myself up another valley of the Pontneddfechan river, and along there's some more beautiful waterfalls, and there's one in particular I haven't seen before. It's quite difficult to get to, but it's off the beaten path a bit. Anyway, here it is. Here's the area on the map. This area is very close to the Four Waterfalls trail in the Brecon Beacons. I did that one about 2 years ago. I'll put a link to it below, and it's coming up at the end of this video, and that's a great walk if you haven't done it. Take a look at that. It's meant to be getting warm and sunny today, and look, shorts. Fingers crossed for that. Well, I walked up the river and I've come to some of the ruins of the old gunpowder works. This one's a later addition. You can tell it's concrete and not stonework. The works were established in 1857 by the Vale of Neath Powder Company on the site of a former brickworks. They produced black powder, which was used for explosives in the coal mining and quarrying industry. And for obvious reasons, working with explosives, the different units and processes were spread along the valley, stretching for 2 kilometres, and it was all connected by an internal tramway system, and they used the power from the river to drive water wheels and turbines. In later years, the company was acquired by Nobel's explosives company, then Imperial Chemicals, but it closed in 1931 because the black powder they produced was taken off the Home Office permitted explosives list. Anyway, let's have a look round. Unfortunately today, well at the moment, a lot of the buildings and ruins actually fenced off. They're renovating some of them and protecting some of them, so a lot of it, and some of the paths are closed as well. But we'll see how much we can see. Let's go. I think this building is a magazine used to store the explosives. Well, this little section of the path I'm on, not really meant to be here. It says this is closed for renovations. And it goes, we'll see you in 2019. So that's 2 years ago. And it looks like nothing's going on. Some of the buildings are in quite a bad state, and they've got scaffolded up, but that's all rusted. So obviously it's been there for years and nothing's been done. So I don't know what's going on. There's no renovations going on. The path is officially closed, but there's no works. Like so many places in the Welsh valleys and even the Brecon Beacons, it's now quiet and peaceful, picturesque. But I wonder what was it like on this spot back in the late 19th century at the peak of the heavy industry. That was Glyn Neath Gunpowder Works. It was really interesting, but it's a bit of a shame because the buildings are looking really run down, and I think if there's not some renovations soon, they're going to start collapsing. Anyway, I'm going to double back on myself, back down alongside this river. I'm going to turn up another valley a short distance away, and we're going to see some natural beauty, some waterfalls. So, by the way, being British, I have to give you a weather forecast. It's really warm. The sun was meant to come out. It hasn't done so far, but the flies have. One thing about wearing shorts, I've been bitten twice already. I think if I get to the waterfall, maybe I can cool the bites down by putting my legs in the fresh water. Anyway, let's continue. So I parked at Dinas Rock car park. I went to see the Gunpowder Works. I walked down to Pontneddfechan, and there's another trail, a Waterfall Country trail, that takes you to Sgwd Gwladys. But it's quite busy here. Well, not busy, look. I've seen some dog walkers. And I think on the weekend and bank holiday it does get busy, so you have to get here early. But beyond that waterfall, there's another one. I think it's called Sgwd Einion Gam or something like that. I'll check the name, Sgwd Einion Gam. And I think it means Falls of the Crooked Anvil. And that's quite hard to get to. So, and I think because of that, it's much quieter. So I'll see if I can get to that one as well. So that's Sgwd Gwladys. So I'm now going to see if I can find the elusive Sgwd Einion Gam, the Falls of the Crooked Anvil. I think I'll follow the river up there. So at the waterfall, I crossed over the river, I walked up the side to the top of the waterfall. Now I'm going to follow this river up to see if we can find that second elusive waterfall. Sgwd Einion Gam, I think it's called. But there's quite a few people taking photographs there because it's not far from the car park, 25 minutes. It's relatively flat to get to, and there's people actually swimming there as well. But as soon as you come up the side here and continue walking, there's no one around at all. It's really quiet. One thing which is a bit disastrous, I forgot my biscuits. Biscuit of choice today. bugger all. Anyway, tea break over. Let's crack on. It is quite a hard path to follow. It's quite steep and narrow in parts. Just hope it's worth it. No wonder not many people walk that path. It was well dodgy. It was steep, narrow, muddy, and on one side was a 20-foot drop to the river and rocks. So I was holding on to a cut myself, I was holding on to the plants and stuff like that. I wouldn't do that again. By the time I realised, I was like halfway across it. So if you're doing it in the summer, old trainers, old boots, and just walk up the river. That's the best place. Stay by the river and walk along the side of the river over the rocks and get your feet wet if you have to. But I forgot to answer the question, was it worth it? And yes, it is. So beautiful waterfall country, another reason to come and visit Wales. Not that you need any more reasons, look at that. Although I wouldn't recommend taking this walk, it was far too treacherous. But what I would recommend is the Four Waterfalls trail, linked below, and it's coming up next, and I'll see you in that. Bye. By the way, I'm standing in about 4 inches of water at the moment. Bye.